Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going. We're already hot mic'd into the session at this point. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Thursday, January the 13th, 2022. Oh my goodness gracious. Another Technology podcast. I hope you guys had a great week. Got another great show lined up for you today, as always. Shorter one, but nevertheless, a good one. If it's your first time joining us, welcome. And thank you for stopping by. We talk about video game stuff, movies, television, and then people ask us a lot of questions, much of which recently has been mostly real estate questions, but they ask us questions. Sometimes they're different than real estate, not all the time, but occasionally. And we try to get as many penis-related analogies into this podcast as humanly possible. Why? We're children. One of us is balding to eventually look like a newborn child, and when that happens, we'll have completed the transition back to childhood. But before we get started talking about video games and stuff, most important question of the week, Mr. Black, how was your week?
It was all right. It's just another week. My stomach is feeling a little bit better this last few days, so I haven't been as salty. Just
progress.
So yeah, I mean, I guess that's a good week nonetheless. Didn't really do anything out of the norm. It's been the same old same. Had my first hot tub stream yesterday.
I was about to say, that's the one thing out of the norm this week. You got in that hot tub.
Yes.
When it was like 805
stream.
below zero.
It was very cold yesterday. And I still stayed in there for like maybe almost 2 hours. But like my laptop and everything I had out there was just, and it was snowing. So it was just like, I'm like, if I stay out here any longer, my shit is going to break. So I just, called it there. But I gotta get a few more things for the setup, and it'll be all good. But yeah, it was decent, it was chill. Outside of that, didn't do anything this week. How's the renovations going?
Well, we've only just reached the point where stores are starting to, have shit to buy at this time. This is the, as you would know, the time of year where everyone does interior renovation work, regardless if they're buying a new place or not. And so stock of things is just a fucking meme. Well, it would be normally, except now we have a supply issue because of the pandemic. And so an already difficult time to get your hands on things has become more difficult. But with that being said, we did get very lucky here. So I've been looking everywhere trying to figure out appliances and whatnot. We got appliances for the kitchen already during the sale that they had going on there at Best Buy a week ago or so. But we needed to have clothes washers and dryers for upstairs and downstairs, the 2 units. And so I was looking around for that like crazy, trying to figure out where I could get some, save a little bit of money here and there, try and find the best deal. And Dad went into old Costco there the other day, in fact yesterday, and just to buy groceries. And when he was there was a set, an LG set washer dryer, stackable, which is what we need. For like a crazy good price. One that was not listed on the website. It was one of those like Costco, like local Costco store specific sales. And so he was like, you should probably go buy those. I was like, okay. So I put my shit on and I ventured bravely forth into the wild yonder for the first time in a hot minute since I've gone into a department store. And by the time I got there, the washers were sold out.
Sounds about right.
Took no time. People were not wasting time. However, the dryers were still there. And while I was there, mulling over the dryers, and I was like, son of a bitch. I'm not seeing into the washers anymore. The guy that was in the electronics section came over, and he was like, can I help you? I was like, man, I'm such a great deal. Been trying to I'm looking for two washers, 2 dryers. They only got the dryers here. He's like, yeah, we can't keep these things in fucking stock. It's crazy. People are coming in here. They're buying them like they're pumpkin fucking pies. Taking this shit out of here like it's crazy. But he said, you know what? We got 6 more coming tomorrow morning. I said, what? Word? 6 more coming tomorrow morning? He said, yes! Oh. They're coming in tonight on the truck and they'll be stocked overnight. And I said, oh. I said, tomorrow's Thursday, right? He said, yeah. That's senior's hours tomorrow, isn't it? I said, yeah. I said, great, I have a senior father. So, I went home. I was like, Dad, great news. We're getting up early tomorrow. I said, why? I said, we're going to Costco, bright and ass early, because they got 6 more washers coming in and we need to be the first one in the door. And so he said, okay. So we got up this morning. I had to pick up M from work or whatever else, and then we turned right back around and went out to Costco, got there. And, no joke, like senior hours, doesn't matter. Dude, we walked over. It wasn't quite like, because, you know, they're all kind of geriatric, so I won't say it was like Black Friday where everyone's clamoring over each other, you know, to get into the store. But so it was kind of like more like slow zombies. So not 28 days later, but more like The Walking Dead. But they were all going into this Costco, and they were all pointed towards the washers. And so I was just like, get the fuck out of my way! Just kicking fucking old people left, right, and center to get to these washers and dryers. Got there and secured 2 out of the 6. Got them on the fucking the orange push cart thing. And picked up a couple other things while we were there too, and got the fuck out. There was a guy looking at us putting 2 on the cart, and he was like, you know, he was kind of like, it was like, how dare you buy 2 of these? There's only 6. How could you possibly buy 1/3 of the stock? I said, fuck you, old man. They're mine now. So we left Costco. We had to leave them there actually because we didn't have anything to take them away in, and we had to rent a car or a truck, I should say. One of those little budget rent-a-fuckers.
Yeah.
Loaded them up in there, and eventually, later in the afternoon, bought a barn door as well at Costco. Costco was just on their home improvement time right now. Sink, 16 gauge, stainless steel. This shit could kill somebody if you dropped it on top of them. And then like a washer head thing for the downstairs unit to take it out of the 90s. Bunch of pot lights. They had pot lights in on sale. And then a light for over top of our island, also on sale. Shit was all over the place. We looked like we were buying up the whole fucking Costco. Got all that in the truck, took it home. And, me and Dad the house, none of the doors in the house are 32-inch or even 30. I think they're like fucking like 28, 27. So you can't get a fucking thing through any door in this godforsaken house. And so we had to like put them in the living room. All 4 fucking washer dryer units up in the living room. And so we had to pick these things up and get them upstairs. And you could barely get them through the door. We put a nice ding in the wall trying to get them up the fucking stairs.
Oh, yeah.
And you could barely get them up there. And of course, you know, it's me. I'm feeble as fuck right now. I might as well be a newborn baby, no joke. I have like no strength in this body at all. And Dad's 70, he's in good shape, but he's not the man, you know, he can't pick up the thing by himself anymore. And so he and I are like taking this 250-pound washer. There's like 4 fucking units, and by the time we get to the 4th unit, both of us were like fucking dead, because you were like double-masted shit too. You can't breathe, trying to fucking haul this shit up the stairs. I'm out of shape, Dad's in shape, but he's getting up there. So that was a fucking experience. So that was like the latest news from that. We got almost all of our appliances now. They even had flooring in Costco that was dope as fuck. This is very sexy old man talk, Mr. Black. $6.5 mil laminate flooring. $6.5 mil, 35-year residential warranty on that bitch. With sound dampening foam on the bottom already pre-installed for $3.09 a square foot. I got a little erect. I looked at us. I gotta take a picture of this shit. Take it home, show Em. She's happy with it. We're about to buy everything from Costco, all at the same time. Costco about to get my business.
There you go.
The Costco house. So yeah, that was basically it. So no work has been done. We did figure out how we're gonna run the HVAC. Finally, you know, that could change the moment we put a single hole in the wall, but we've at least mostly figured it out. And Smitty was supposed to come over. We were going to like figure out electric and shit, but he might actually have the Rona right now, so we had to postpone that happening. And otherwise, that was it. That was my week. I haven't streamed. I opened up OBS. It was still on technical alpha.
There you go.
This house life been fucking, it's killing me. I already had nobody watching me. By the time I come back, I'm gonna have like my 2 moderators.
Well, you'll have a house, Adam. You'll
and
have a house.
Beard. And
You'll
maybe
have a
Mr.
house.
Miyagi. That's true. We'll have a house.
And that house is gonna make more money than the
probably the way that
so.
shit's going right now. Probably.
Yes. Oh, it will.
Dude, they sold all those houses down there by the fucking pond.
Dude,
already.
Dude,
they're not even finished.
Bro, there's 144 houses for sale in HRM.
The entirety of HRM. 100. That's not even
44 single-family homes.
Dude, that's less than the inventory the other week. It was 2 weeks worth of inventory. That's gonna be less than 2 weeks worth of inventory now. What is it? A week?
Oh, it's not
3 days.
It's a percentage of a month. I was just watching the whole recap 2 days ago. There is no inventory, 0 for single-family homes. There's 144 houses. That's it.
Holy shit.
There's one house for sale in all of Spryfield. One.
I'm trying to think of which one it is.
I have no idea. It could be any.
It's gonna be like
It's a single family home. Those are the homes I'm talking about. I'm talking about like multi-families and stuff.
Yeah.
But
That's gotta be up like behind Thornhill or some shit.
Yeah, I don't know. But all of the new stuff that was built, like it's all sold. Like everything that's being built is sold.
Well, yeah,
like,
that other stuff is already sold. And you know what the craziest fucking thing is? So we know how prestigious that area is, right? It's basically 15 feet from the main road and then 15 more feet from a mosquito-infested swamp. I mean, it's not really a pond.
Yeah.
It's actually just a swamp. They're calling it a pond. They're lying. It's a swamp. And they're going to buy all the tiki torches out of Home Depot come their first fucking summer when they lived there to try and keep them all away. The cheapest one went for like $465. The most expensive went for $524. $524 for a 1,800 square foot home off the side of the main road next to a mosquito swamp for $524. No!
Yeah.
Stop!
It's gonna get worse this year, man.
Stop!
No inventory. None. There's none. It's gonna keep going up. Yeah, you're gonna make more in your deposit back in the first 12 months.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah. So, bless.
Anyway, should we talk about some video games for like 2 or 3 minutes?
Yeah. Send me the link to the
Oh
notes.
shit! Yeah, I forgot to get that to you. 1 second here. Let me just put up a starting screen momentarily here, and
I just got to shoot off a quick email too. So if I seem a little bit more uninterested than normal for the first 5 minutes, you know why.
It's all right. We'll live.
I'm still listening though.
We'll make it happen. The dream. Let me just send you that.
There we go.
Bada bing, bada boom. All right. There we go. So, E3 2022. In case you were wondering whether or not E3 was still even alive or had a pulse at all, not for 2022. They've canceled the in-person event, which isn't until June. They made the announcement, put out a little thing about it like, hey guys, so, we tried, and yes, it's only January, but we're canceling due to COVID, to which I immediately said, no, you're not. And apparently that might not be too far from the truth. There have been more than a few rumors now that have been coming up from some industry folks that have said that they have heard from more than one individual that this is pretty much all performative, as the ESA being the company that runs E3, allegedly abandoned their dates they had booked at the convention center like back in November. So they already ditched this party ages ago. And now they're just like, hey guys, it's COVID, we swear. It's not because Jeff Keighley killed us, it's because of COVID. Trust me. One way or the other. They haven't definitively said if it will or will not result in no E3 at all this year, or if it will be like a digital version like they have tried to pull off in the past. The last time they did that didn't work out so well, but we'll have to wait and see. But for now, at the very least, the in-person thing, not happening. Not gonna fucking go through. A name that I haven't heard in a very long time, Armored Core. It's a game that I haven't heard in literally ages. Excuse me. Maybe FromSoft's, that's Dark Souls territory, FromSoft's next project. A Reset Era user reported doing a consumer survey on a new Armored Core that apparently included screenshots and a gameplay video. The last Armored Core, in case you aren't a fan of the series out there and you don't keep track of this shit, came out nearly a decade ago in 2012. So it's been a very long time. And if I'm not mistaken, the last Armored Core, I don't think it was terrible, but I don't think it was great. It was definitely one of those games that the first couple, were relatively big hits, especially over in Japan. And but still lots of people, for the most part. I use the word lots quite liberally in that sentence, but enough people excited about it that maybe a FromSoft... I'm trying to think of what a FromSoft Armored Core game would even look like, but you know what? I'm here for it. Fuck me up. Games all look and play the same right now. Fuck me up. There's only a handful of real unique ones out there, so give me some of that shit. The consolidation of game studios, publishers, and developers continues as Take-Two, so those are the folks that head up Rockstar et al., buys Zynga this week for $12.7 billion. 12 points. People were losing their minds over Microsoft buying out ZeniMax for like half of that shit. $12.7 billion buyout for Zynga. Zynga, of course, being the mobile game superpower, or one of a handful now. And yeah, they bought out all of their outstanding and publicly available shares. However, there is a provision in there that says that Zynga has 45 days to look for a better deal should they choose to do so. Otherwise, this thing basically in a month and change wraps up, and Rockstar's parent company now owns Zynga. Take-Two has said that there is a clear path of porting PC and console games to mobile, and that in the near future, over half of their revenue, which is not a small amount of money given the size of Take-Two, nearly half of their revenue, or a little bit more than half of their revenue, will come from the mobile market. I also just have here in my notes, and I didn't look to confirm it just before the podcast, but I want to say that this is the largest buyout yet for the video games industry. I don't think we've hit bigger than 12.7. We've had some that came kind of close, but I think there was also still one that was ahead of ZeniMax via Microsoft. But yeah, $12.7 billion. Big dollars. And I think that Take-Two also said that they're looking to almost immediately turn around $500 million a year or more in revenue out of this deal. And so they'll make their money back real damn quick. Stalker 2 officially delayed until December 8th of 2022, so this year. And it's likely one of many major delays for games this year, and more specifically, higher profile game delays this year. Stalker, we had, Saints Row was already delayed. There's been a couple of shorter delays with, fucking Dark Souls, my brain is turned off today, by the way, if you haven't noticed. Elden Ring is the game my brain's trying to spit out. And I don't think it'll be the last either. We had a very stacked February-March block, and I still think we're probably going to get a few more delays there. And then some that are supposed to come out this year that I still will be surprised, like Final Fantasy 16 and whatnot. I'll be shocked if that makes it, although that was also delayed, as we talked about on the podcast as well. Canadian developer Blue Isle Studios is developing a new high-speed shooter called LEAP. It's an acronym. I don't know what the acronym stands for. Given the trailer resembles kind of Tribes. If you know what Tribes is, it resembles Tribes. If you spent more time in the air.
That's it's almost like Unreal Tournament, kinda.
But big scale, hundreds of players, and you skate on land.
Gotcha. Basically. Yeah, it's really old, right? But it was one of the first bigger esports.
Tribes was a massive property. They had a newer one that was even during the streaming era had its a little bit of a run, but it changed. If I'm not mistaken, I think it changed the game. That game changed hands multiple times, or there was a lot of development hell that it was caught up in. But people still play that exact version of Tribes, and a fair number of them actually. And so, this is reminiscent of that. It's not exactly or anything like that. It's just that when people watch it, if you look at comments, it's one of the first things people say is like, holy shit, this looks like Tribes, because it does. But if you spent more time in the air, as the name Leap would imply, you do spend a fair amount of time in the air. It's a little bit of, I am drinking eggnog, actually. We have to get through one of our 2-liter containers, so I'm just lactose intolerant, fighting the good fight out here. I'll shit myself later. So it looks a lot. You can see a gameplay trailer that came out for it here the other day. It does look pretty good. I mean, does it look wildly different than everything else? No. Does it look different enough to maybe grab some eyeballs and give it a chance in hell at surviving? Yes. It's faster paced. A lot of games have recently kind of the shooter market have slowed down a bit, with the exception of maybe the meat grinder that is Call of Duty. And I think there's probably a market for this to some degree that they might be able to take advantage of. There's also like Super People is in the midst of making its rounds around Twitch and YouTube, seeing streamers playing that. That's another battle royale. I don't know if Leap is technically a battle royale or if it's just a really like large scale shooter. All the same, it will likely be playing to a similar market, and so they're going to have to go toe to toe with the many multiple games in that category right now. But yeah, definitely go check it out. Leap, if you want to check out that trailer and see if it looks like something that you're into. Sony has moved the responsibility of the Twisted Metal project to their newly acquired Firesprite studio and away from the previous developer Lucid. So if we weren't already pretty certain about this project being a thing, this is kind of the show now. We know that some form of Twisted Metal is happening. However, the two studios are mere minutes away, so at first people were like freaking out, like, why in the shit are they moving it? Is everything going to hell there? What's going on with the project? But as it turns out, Firesprite Studio, which again, Sony just bought, like, I think towards the end of last year, 2021, is 15 minutes away from Lucid Studios. And they already had the one of the heads of Lucid move over to Firesprite for the sake of this project, and I suspect there will be more employees as well. But that's just the one that people are aware of at this time. There's no reason given as to why Sony has made this move. It's hard to say. Obviously, if they're moving the directors and stuff over, it couldn't have been that the team was just not capable of putting it together. Maybe they just wanted to move it into an in-house thing and take some of the talent and make it happen that way. Either way, there you go. If we find out more information, salacious or otherwise, we'll let you know. Going in totally opposite directions, Microsoft and Sony, that is. Microsoft just announced, and they both announced it like this week too, Microsoft stopped producing Xbox One models to focus entirely on producing the Series S and X because, of course, parts are in scarce supply. Although I don't know how many parts that those units would have shared, although I'm sure there's got to be something along those lines for supply. While Sony decided to do the opposite. Sony is actually developing, or producing, I should say, more PlayStation 4s in the wake of PS5s not being able to keep up with demand right now. So Sony is producing more of their older console. Microsoft is axing their older console to focus more on the production of them. Both companies, of course, are suffering not being able to keep up with demand. And Phil Spencer actually came out and talked about that this week, where he said, where some people have it a bit twisted when they say that, you know, it's that it's entirely the fact that getting supplies and whatnot to create the consoles is a major problem. And while that is, Phil said actually the supply that at least from Xbox's side, and I suspect it'd be the same for Sony, is higher than it's ever been. The problem is the demand is even higher than that. And to highlight that point, they also announced this week that the Series S and X combo for the Xbox team has actually become the most sellingest Xbox of all time, surpassing the 360. In fact, already as it stands, to some degree, or at least to date, wouldn't be in total, I'm sure. And so they're tracking very fast, both of them. And I'm sure if Sony and Microsoft could keep up with demand, they'd be thrilled to. But all the same, so the two different tactics on how to make that happen. I think it's definitely one of those things where somebody might look at Sony saying, "Hey, PS4s, what are you doing?" Right now, as far as people are concerned, whatever console is on a shelf is the console that's selling. Ain't nobody fucking being discerning wine testers over here. They're not. Tastes like Xbox Series X. No, they don't give a fuck. But they look at the shelf. They go, "Oh, there's an S there. I'm gonna buy it." Or, "Oh, there's a PS4. I'm gonna buy it." Or, "Oh, there's a PS5. Well, they never say that because you know that shit ain't in the store. But all the same. So whoever's got the stock on a shelf is what's selling. It doesn't matter what the console is. And certainly will likely to continue to be that way for some time. So we'll see how that pans out for Sony. Hopefully it's mostly PS4 Pros and not cranking out fucking just because stock PS4. I don't know how many of you are still on a stock PS4 or if you've played one in a while, but woo! Or a stock, for that matter, a stock Xbox One. Don't. If you can avoid it, don't. Shit's rough. Not good. You know what else is rough? Mr. Black, just nod.
Rough.
Battlefield 2042.
Oh yeah, that shit is hella rough. That shit is hella rough.
So, Battlefield 2042. Well, I'm not saying the PS4, the Xbox One can't work. It's just, don't play modern titles on it unless you enjoy 15 FPS. At which point you might as well buy the Switch. Battlefield 2042 is already struggling with long queue times, being reported now upwards of 20 minutes in some reports. That's a queue. That is like, as somebody that played GM StarCraft, did you ever have to wait that long even for GM StarCraft queues? 20 minutes?
No. Dude, I've never been in queue for more than maybe 3 minutes at the highest end.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
20 minutes
to be fair, StarCraft is a one-on-one game.
Yeah, that is true.
It's not like a...
That's fair.
They're
not looking for 60 people to fill an arena.
No.
Yeah. But either way, so very long queue times. As the player base, at least this is, I think, most of the stats coming from Steam, so obviously this isn't everything, but it is a relatively decent indicator to pair with that long queue time reporting. The player base has shrunk 93%! 9-3! Hot damn!
Damn.
That results with the Steam charts averaging somewhere around 7,000 players globally at any given time, with a peak the other day of 10,000. What does that mean for a game that requires 60 people to get a match going unless they're going to start putting bots in? Not a lot of matches in every region. Let's put it that way. You're going to be playing the same people a lot if you're going to be getting in on your Battlefield 2042 dreams. Steam has been giving more, in fact, this is just to drill down on this point, Steam has been giving more recent buyers refunds even if they're beyond their usual 2-hour mark. Because the queue times are so long, the argument is they've actually spent more time in queue than in-game. And so Steam has just taken up the responsibility and said, you know what, guys, we know it's a dumpster fire. We're going to give you your money back. Please just spend it somewhere else on Steam, for God's sake. And so that's been the experience for Battlefield 2042. My question is, does EA take it free to play or just let it die?
Oh, it's got to go free to play. It needed to go free to play from the start. But they probably won't be able to do free to play for like another 6 months. Like they can't make it free to play too soon, right? I mean, it's already dead. I mean, the game's already pretty much dead, right? Like, if you've got 20-minute queues, it's over. I mean,
it's such a shitty position to be in, too, because it's only like a few months old, right? People paid a bunch of money for this to play it.
Yep.
And if you go free to play now, you're going to piss off
Oh yeah.
Every single you can't, like, normally you see like a year before a game goes free to play. But like, is this game going to be even alive? Well, like where it is now in a year? I don't even know. It's but it's bad. It's hurting. And maybe this will teach them to think twice about where they've been taking Battlefield. But they didn't learn the last 2 times. This is the 3rd, so maybe they won't. Maybe they're just gonna keep wasting money. All the same. Speaking about wasting money, DisguisedToast apparently got banned for a month after watching more anime on Twitch. However, he got unbanned 2 days into that 1 month long ban. And immediately, this just happened today, Mr. Black, this afternoon. Immediately turned his stream on within minutes of the unbanning to continue watching Death Note.
Damn.
No chill. No chill. Straight back into Death Note immediately after the ban lift. And so there's actually been some rumors going around, and there's even some screenshots of shit where I think it was Lily Pichu, maybe, her music, which I think it's supposed to be hers. Anyway, they let it be, used on streams or whatever. They, that was permission given. But then they were supposed to have, like, he was playing that music on stream, and then the whole idea was they were basically claiming themselves. I don't know if they're like, the idea is supposed to be that they're trying to make a point that the system is, like, easily abusable. She made a statement that she didn't strike him. That was the plan. Oh! Well, see, now I don't even know anymore. But the fact that he went right back to watching Death Note immediately... bro, this whole Twitch meta is fucking wild. People are wilding out here, bro. Shit's gotten crazy. Like, some of these streamers just stop giving a fuck. I get it. You want to just sit there and watch your TV shows and fucking talk about it. I get it. And I know that streamers are looking at reaction YouTube and thinking, hey, if they can do it, then, why can't we do it? And they're just giving her. But this ain't it, bro. Do I personally give a fuck if somebody's watching, like, MasterChef or some shit on Twitch? I don't give a... You do... Go for it. You do you, boo-boo. Whatever the fuck you want to do. Reactionary content is fucking huge. You want to take the risk, go for it. But what I'm waiting for is at some point, I have to imagine, the reason why most people aren't getting, like, major DMCA notices or takedowns, etc., is that it's these companies rarely, they'll give them a cease, like a stop your shit, here's a note, stop it. But it usually doesn't go any further than that because, what are you going to get blood from a stone? But who's got a lot more than blood in their stone?
Who?
DisguisedToast. He has several dollars in the bank account. And he's a relatively high profile member of the content creating community on more than one platform. And the end game for this has to be, right, that at some point, if rights holders, somebody's going to be watching the wrong thing at the wrong time, and they're going to be big enough with money, somebody, just like they did with, like, with emulation websites that had ROMs and shit, somebody gets made an example of. And then the rest just fucking dip out the game. So right now, it's like they're playing, it feels like to me, we got a bunch of streamers playing hot potato. Who's going to be the one to catch the long dick from rights holders? Who's going to be watching the wrong show at the wrong time and catching it? Now, the reality is, in case people don't know this, is that watching shows like that is no different than playing games on stream. The difference is that there's been like enough of a cohabitation between publishers, developers, and content creators, in which there's rarely precedent for publishers to come after any streams or content of any kind. We talk about the odd one that pops up, like Atlas, for example, has done it multiple times. Mm-hmm. But that's not it with music and television and movies. That's a different animal. Those markets, they're savage as fuck. They're aggressive as shit. I mean, that entire industry is why YouTube became what it did today, because it threatened to sue Google into the fucking dirt.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just waiting. It's like somebody's going to get made an example of. It won't be Twitch, because Twitch defers to the individual on the platform. And that's how that works for the most part legally. As long as Twitch takes steps to prove that they are making an attempt. So in this instance, they banned him for a month. They unbanned him after whatever they discovered was the takedown was for. Maybe it was an automated thing. People were just like flagging him for some other shit. But if they were to get legitimate requests from license holders, all Twitch has to do is make the effort. They go to the streamer, they say, guess what, bitch? You're banned for X period of time because you did this shit. And if you do it again, worse repercussions. As long as they do that, Twitch, they're okay. But at any given day, these motherfuckers could show up on somebody's doorstep and be like, guys, get the tar and feathers. This is our example. Right here. Do you think that that's where this is going to go, or do you think Twitch is going to clamp down harder, faster, to the point where it'll disincentivize them from wanting to even, let's say, test their boundaries like a toddler?
So, okay, two things. The ban for a month thing, I don't think was ever a thing. I think he was planning on taking a vacation for a month. And so he basically said, like, hey, I'll see you guys in a month. But his ban was actually only for 2 days since the beginning.
Oh, I've not seen any info on that.
So that's what I was reading on Twitter. There was somebody that had talked to the Twitch staff because they were confused as to why, what's her name?
Lily?
The other famous chick.
Pokimane?
Pokimane.
Pokimane!
She got banned, I think, as well for...
She did, for watching something else.
Some show or something, right? And then people were kind of all up in arms because they thought that Toast was getting a month and she only got 2 days or 24 hours or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
Of course they were, on Twitter, they were making a big deal like, oh, she's a chick and blah, 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 right?
That's true, yeah.
And so people looked into it, and apparently he was already planning to take a bunch of time off. So he was like, all right, I guess I'll see you guys in a month. They looked into it and said, no, we never banned him for a month. We banned him for 2 days. And like, he's good. He's good to come back in 2 days. This is what I've been hearing. Whether that's true or not, once again,
it's something. He got
alleged.
banned for a period of time.
He got banned.
Yeah.
What do I think about all this? I really don't give a shit. To be frank.
I don't give a shit. I'm just interested in who's going to catch the heat.
I don't think anybody's going to catch the heat.
Ever?
No, I don't. And the reasons why is because they never have. I mean, I'm trying to think of good reasons here, but like,
I feel like the longer it goes on unchecked, the less legal footing they have to stand on.
I mean,
so
let's be real. I mean, let's just keep it 100, man.
That's not reality, but yeah.
If people are watching MasterChef on YouTube, which seems to be the meta these days, really, they're just bringing more eyes to the content than what the content actually is getting. And
I guess the difference on YouTube is that they can claim the ad revenue, though, right? Where you can't do that on Twitch. Like, YouTube's workaround is you can do it.
Yeah, but they're still watching. They're still watching it on their stream, right? So, like, if you've got 50,000 people watching,
oh, you mean as a stream? I thought you meant like the. Oh, okay, okay. I thought you just meant like the regular YouTube shit.
No. I'm talking about on stream. So all these people are watching the show on the stream, which normally wouldn't watch the show. There's some people that may have already seen it. There might be some people that like are kind of interested, but they're just like these unofficial watch parties that aren't legal by any means. But this is going to be a hot take. I mean, I'm going to just say this. This is going to be a hot take, but nobody's supposed to be streaming video games.
Well, that's what I was just saying. Like, technically speaking.
So, like, why do people think that suddenly somebody's going to come in and say, hey, you can't watch this. Hey, you can't watch that. Oh, and I'm going to sue you and take you down for doing it, right? You know, if you're going to paint something with a brush, just because one is a movie or a TV or clips of a show or someone's YouTube channel, and then one's a video game, it's all DMCA. It's all the same. One doesn't make it worse than the other. One's might be a little bit more accepted in the eyes of the public because it's the norm, and not everybody's just watching TV shows on Twitch. But let's be real here. There ain't no fucking... So many more years are going to have to go down the road before you see people starting to go down. I mean, like getting their shit removed. Who has ever been banned for DMCA shit? Like, whose channel's deleted? Can you name me one streamer out of millions? Anybody that's reputable. Like, I mean, and I'm not talking 10,000 viewers, 100,000 viewers, 1,000 viewers, 500 concurrent viewers, 200 concurrent viewers, 100 Who is banned for DMCA shit on Twitch ever? Can we name one?
So I guess the question is then,
because these guys know, Toast knows, right?
Yeah.
And this is why he's arrogant about the situation. And he's arrogant. Like, he's being ignorant. He thinks he's untouchable. And here's the thing. He is touchable, but he also knows that nobody's going to touch him. Because here's the thing. If somebody goes to Twitch and says, hey, we need this guy removed, is Twitch going to remove somebody that they're paying millions of dollars to be on their platform? You know, are they going to go? You know where he's going to go? He's going to go back to Facebook, or he's going to go back to wherever and get a fuck ton of money. And guess what? He's going to watch the same anime on day one. He can't, you know, he knows he's got fuck you money, right? So he knows, like, hey, you know what? If I am the unicorn and I'm going down with the ship, I'm still getting paid. Where everybody else is getting upset is they're going, you're fucking it up for all of us. Is where people go, hey, I'm not as privileged as you are.
That doesn't mean anything.
Exactly. And that's my point, is it doesn't mean anything, right? It's whatever. I'm not going to get all up in arms about somebody watching a TV show. It doesn't affect me. And somebody might go, well, yeah, it can affect you, because if more people do this, then you're not going to be able to. Well, I don't do it anyway.
Yeah.
I don't watch TV shows. So it doesn't affect me. What will affect me is if they say, hey,
no more video games.
Gone. And then you're talking about multi-billion-dollar company going down. Not just Twitch, Facebook gaming, YouTube gaming, all of it. It's gone. And so if they're going to paint one, they got to paint them all. They just do. So that's why Twitch is hands off. Dude, I've gone into streams of people watching shows. I'm not going to say any names. Of watching shows. And Twitch staff are in there watching with them. Literally. Watching with them. And so if Twitch isn't going to do anything, if they're not going to ban, and they don't need to wait for fucking Master Chef to go and do a strike on their stuff to remove them. If they know the terms of service, they could just say, bro, no, gone. 24 hours. You come back, 7 days. Come back, 30 days. Come back, gone. The reason why they don't do it is because if they did it to one, they got to do it to everybody. And if they do it to everybody, they have no platform. So they're just letting shit go. And whatever happens, happens. Until Twitch is absolutely forced with an iron vice grip, there is no way in fuck they are going to mediate what is going on DMCA-wise. And it's not just TVs. It's video games, it's music, it's TVs, it's artwork, it's emotes, it's all of it. All of it. Do you know how rare it is to have a single streamer not have anything DMCA or copyright in their stream? It's almost impossible. You have to like be in a bubble. Your artwork's got to be original. The game, you got to make your own game. The music inside the game could be an issue. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. So all this is just a bunch of fucking Twitch drama that's made Twitter, and everybody's got something to say about it, and you've got a whole bunch of other streamers acting like they on their high horse going, huh, how dare you? You're ruining it for us all. It's like, dude, we're all in the same fucking spot. You're playing video games. I know it's more accepted, and nobody's bitching about it, but let's be real. Dude, you can have an indie game developer have their game come out and a bunch of streamers play it and shit all over it. And they could say, I didn't give you permission to this. Strike, strike, strike. Look what Nintendo was doing at certain points. Look what the Persona 4 and those guys were doing. They were saying, I don't want my shit out there. Don't stream my game. And they were striking people for it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. So
yeah, but the difference is that they actually went after people, right? Like, that's the difference. So, like, it is. So I don't disagree with you in terms of not giving a fuck or not feeling like it affects me, because it doesn't. And I definitely don't disagree that, like, doing it for certain shows and whatnot are going to bring more attention to the show than it might have had otherwise. And the thing about reaction content, too, I suppose, to a degree as well, is that most of the people that watch reaction stuff have already watched the material, and they're looking to just watch the person react to something that they've already seen, and usually it's something they either really, really like or really, really hate, and they're looking for people to have the same reaction. But obviously we know there are lines. Even though everything can be painted with a brush, there are lines. The video game industry has let this go so long that there's entire other multi-billion-dollar industries built up around them that even if they wanted to do it, I'm not even sure they'd have a legal footing to stand on, which is the same reason why every time a fan does some sort of, like, you know, fun mod for a Nintendo game, Nintendo comes along and says, nope, get that the fuck off the internet. Here's your notice, remove it immediately. Because if they don't, then eventually, if they're not protecting actively their intellectual property, then it's going to be harder and harder for them in a courtroom to be able to actually win a decision. And so in the instance of most of the video game industry, most of them don't go after anyone, and so they've missed the ship on that. However, we do know that some things just aren't flying one way or the other. Sports ain't happening. You get sports anywhere. That is like one of the most actively hunted down things, even on Twitch, like FIFA. So European football, you're not going to get away with that shit. They will come after you, or anything that's not sanctioned by Twitch, because I know they have, like, some sports stuff that they've worked with, like the NFL or whatever, to have specific games or whatever on the platform. But that's because that's been a deal worked out. For everyone else, that's like the fastest way to get fucking dunked on. UFC is another good example. Yeah, there are, like, movies. Like, nobody's gonna go out there and watch the Matrix Resurrections on their fucking HBO, app on Twitch and not catch a fucking dick. Like, it's gonna happen almost immediately, as soon as it's discovered. So there are companies, there are sections of the industry that, even though the DMCA brush paints all of them, some of them still very much actively are involved in protecting their intellectual property, and I still think it's more about, at this point, for streamers or content creators, it's always a gamble, and it's always, do I think that this company is going to be the one company that wants to protect their shit? Is it a fucking 28-year-old anime that hasn't had a new episode in 20 years? And they're not doing, like, a 30th anniversary special where they're, like, bringing shit back up and everything. Like, are you going to get flagged for that, like, with an actual DMCA takedown notice or like from the license holder? Probably no. Are you going to, like we just mentioned, if you're going to do sports, or you're going to do UFC, or you're going to do a recent movie, or really I think almost any movie's going to catch you fucking fire. Like, if it's not a TV show, movie's probably going to catch you heat. Then probably you're gonna that's where Twitch will come in and fucking or YouTube and just take it down entirely, almost every time. So yeah, I think it's just a gamble. I think in watching anime, they've protected themselves a little bit. To some degree, it seems to be working for them so far. I'll be very interested to see as this continues on, because this really is a thing where we're testing waters now. Streamers are testing waters. And for the first time in a hot minute, it's really high-profile streamers that are testing the waters. It's the people that if they were going to get fucked on, it would be them. So now we get to watch as they continue to push a little further. It's like the child that's like, mom and dad said, don't fuck, that foot does not leave that yard and touch that street. You see that curb? It's an imaginary line. Don't cross it. And what does the kid do? Walk right down to the curb. Toe on the line. Look back at mom and dad. No reaction? A little further. Half a foot over the edge of the curb. Anything? No? Foot down. Maybe not anything. You get all the way out. Your ass is grass. That's like pretty much what we're waiting for right now, is that we're watching them test their boundaries like a toddler. Who's going to get the fire first? Who knows? They might not get fire at all if they're smart about it. If they navigate with reason, they might dodge bullets. But we do know that there are lines that are obviously cannot be crossed that we've already seen endless examples of.
And listen, I'm not defending their actions. All right. Listen, if you've got 50,000 viewers, 10,000 viewers, and you're watching TV shows, full-blown TV shows, and you're not doing your Prime watch party thing, I'm just gonna go and say it. You're pretty fucking careless and borderline dumb. All right? It is what it is. I mean, maybe dumb is the wrong word to use, but you're arrogant. It's lazy content. 100%. It's fucking lazy ass fucking content. That is for damn sure. But once again, so is sitting in a fucking pool and fucking have your bikini on and your thong and you're doing squats and you're writing names on your fucking forehead so that you can make money. So I'm not here to judge on what should be accepted as content and what shouldn't be if they're gonna let that shit fucking go. Because I'm down for watching fucking a TV stream all day, a reaction stream all day before any of that shit. So I'm not gonna be that guy. But it is lazy. You are being arrogant and ignorant on the fact that, we are given a platform. We all know, like Adam said, there are lines. And you are fucking crossing those lines. And you are dancing with the devil. Now, there's a high probability that you're not going to get fucked on for doing it because of your status and your privilege on the platform. But when there is this type of reaction and outrage from other streamers, fans, companies that own these broadcasting rights and whatnot, don't have a fucking Pikachu face when they show up with their little pitchforks, because everybody wants to make an example out of everybody. So, the one thing that I can say about it, at least with DisguisedToast, is he's owning it. He's owning it. He's saying, yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to watch my show. Do something. You ain't going to do shit. I'm paraphrasing, but it's pretty much what he said. I'm going to watch this shit. At least he's owning it.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say about it.
I look, DisguisedToast, not DisguisedToast, but DisguisedToast.
I don't know what the fuck his name is, man. I legitimately don't know. I never watched this content in my life. It's DisguisedToast, and I didn't even say DisguisedToast as a joke. I thought that was his fucking name.
I don't have anything against doing it. If you want to take the risk, you fucking go for it. You give her the fucking business.
You're not hurting me.
You know what? Do I appreciate the arrogance?
I don't know if I appreciate the arrogance, but at least he's staying consistent.
I gotta be honest, like I'm watching he's doing the boo-hoo, multi-billion-dollar company, but shut the fuck up. Like I watched that video and I was like, bro, man, come on. Like, it's one thing to be playing with fire and then like you just go out.
Talking, man. That's fuck you money talking.
You know what though? But when you're going up against media companies, fuck you money isn't, I got a $20 million bag. That ain't fuck you money. You know what that is? That's a casual Tuesday for a media company looking to come make you a millionaire into I only have $5,000 in my bank account. That's what that is. 20 million ain't nothing.
Yeah, good luck though, man. Like, just good luck with that. You know, it'd be interesting. There's a reason why these companies don't sue, man, because they got to sue a lot of fucking people, and it's a big fucking headache. And then
well, they don't have to necessarily sue, but they can send enough notices that eventually the channel just gets completely fucking sent to the shadow realm.
You actually think Twitch is going to send these channels to the shadow realm?
If somebody came on and was streaming like weekend after weekend of the UFC, they'd be in the dirt 6 feet deep.
Okay, yeah. I mean, pay-per-view is one thing. You know what I'm saying? Like live pay-per-view. Okay, yeah. I mean, that's just a whole nother. That's like a. But
that's like the whole fun of this conversation is where's the line?
I mean, there is no line. I mean, I get it. It's all the same. I mean, theoretically, pay-per-view, I guess, is at the same level as watching a TV show in terms of DMCA.
But I mean, like, if he just didn't if he shut his fucking mouth and just did it and didn't like dance around and like taunt.
Yeah.
Like if I'm in the company that owns Death Note, right? And I'm watching him play, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty fucking unfortunate, but, whatever the fuck. And then he does all that performative shit. I'm thinking in the back of my mind, I'm going, oh, maybe we fucking torch him.
Yeah, well, I think watching, a pay-per-view, they could take a look at the peak numbers or the numbers that you've generated throughout that time and, like, sue you for a pay-per-view for each individual thing, I guess, like, if you're watching a show on Twitch, how much do those ratings or those views really count as dollars, right? It's a much more harder thing to kind of pinpoint a level of theft, so to speak, if that makes sense. But I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. At the end of the day, I've seen all the tweets. I didn't even really partake in it. I'm just like, dude, I don't give a fuck.
I'm that guy that GIF where he's got the fold out lawn chair and it's just like the fucking just snap the lawn chair and sit down. That's me right now. I'm here for the show.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be much of a show, man. I don't. I think people are going to be a lot easier. I don't think they're going to blatantly watch anime and different things for a little while. And I think after about a month, 2 months, they'll start sneaking in some clips.
This motherfucker literally got unbanned and streamed Death Note within 17 minutes of his unbanning.
Yeah, I mean, that's just stupid. I mean, that's just dumb. And, if Twitch really wanted to put their foot down, they could just say, hey, bro, you're banned. You're gone now. You're just literally doing this. You're just creating issues. You're creating headlines, and we're banning you. The issue is these streamers, they get banned for 1 or 2 days, and then they come back to 3 times their regular current viewers.
It's the Amaranth game.
Yeah, they get shit tons of new followers and new fanboys and fangirls that are like, yeah, fuck Twitch and fuck the man and fuck the billion-dollar company, because they're sitting in their homes, can't work because of COVID, and they got fired because they didn't want to get a vaccine, and they're sitting at home pissed off. And when somebody like this goes, boo-hoo, the billion-dollar corporations, they're going, yeah, fuck them billion-dollar corporations. I'm sitting at home and I can't leave my house. I can't do nothing. I got fired because I did not want to get my vaccine. What the fuck is going on? Fuck him. Subscribe. Even though I ain't got a job, I'm gonna pay you the $4.99 a month. You take my Twitch Prime too. You got merch, I'm gonna buy that. Yeah. And that's what they do. And then they get bigger and bigger and bigger. It's the game, man. It's the game.
I talked about this, like, I was offline because I haven't streamed, but like I looked at this and I was like, you know what they're all fucking doing right now? They're literally doing the hot tub stream meta where you just go on, you push boundaries until you're banned, and you come back to like 3x the subs.
100%.
Massive wave of shit.
100%.
And they're just doing it a different way.
Dude,
they're just doing it a different way.
As soon as their channel is back up and it's unbanned, you've got like bots on Twitter that's like, this channel is no longer banned. And then it's got like 10,000 retweets, and then you go to their channel and it's just the chat's like,
dude, it's a full news cycle.
Yo, fuck this shit. And then they come online, 30,000 viewers, run those ads, get those primes, get those subs. Hey, the sponsors, make sure to check them out. Another 30,000 people. Dude, it's a money train. They make more millions of dollars.
It's true. Like, they get a full news cycle. GameSpot, IGN, fucking Kotaku. They're all like, fucking frontline streamer, DisguisedToast gets banned for a month.
And you get 2 days off. And you get to go and chill, and you get to go on social media, or you can go on YouTube and do like a live stream on there and talk about what's going on. You can go and fucking, go to Vegas or LA and just party for a few days and just laugh all the way to the bank as all your followers on all your social media go up because they want to see what's going on with the drama. Dude, this is the game they play, man. This is why they're saying, fuck you, man. I do what I want. It's kind of like, oh, geez. Imagine you're the only dude left on Earth.
Okay. All right.
You're the only guy.
All right.
You're the only dick, the only balls, and you're filled with semen. And there are tons of women. I mean, there are millions of women, and you're the only dude. Now, you can go ahead and do whatever the fuck you want. You can pick whoever the fuck you want. You can say you got that fuck you cock. Like these guys got the fuck you money. You know what I'm saying? Because you know you're untouchable. You might, a few of them might go, I don't like you. You're arrogant. Your attitude's bad. You're like, hey, I'm the only cock on the planet. You ain't got a choice. You ain't got a motherfucking choice.
There's a lot of women out there right now saying, bitch, I'm gonna grow a zucchini before I come after you.
But hey, listen, if you want to have kids, you want the population to keep going, listen, let's flip the script. You're the only woman on the planet. It's all dudes.
That's a bad time.
That's a very bad time. But you have all the options in the world, literally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
And this is the analogy I'm trying to make here. Just come on.
I got you.
Okay? You're one of the few top dogs. You're untouchable.
Yes.
You've got fuck you money in the bank, and you've got two other platforms that are dying to write you a fucking $20, $30 million check for a 2-year contract. Dying to do it. And all you want to do is just watch some anime and run some ads.
I just want to watch some anime.
Hey, I'm just a multi-millionaire streamer that's got more fucking views than your favorite daytime television show. I just want to watch some anime. And fuck doing it by myself. I got a legion of fans to do it. They can see my reaction. And I can make money.
Dude,
at the same damn time.
That's a t-shirt. I just want to watch anime.
It's a fucking
t-shirt, bro.
Bro, but that's what it is. And they don't give a fuck. Adam, dude, say my livelihood was on the line, right? Say for example, I'm watching anime. I decide I'm going to watch some Dragon Ball Z. All right? And I'm 3 episodes into Dragon Ball Z. And we're fighting Raditz. And all of a sudden, Funimation, whatever the fuck they're called.
Funimation?
Funimation, whatever they're fucking
it's
called.
Funimation, you got
Funimation, they hit me with a DMCA strike. And Twitch bans my ass for 48 hours. Which, by the way, I've been on Twitch for over 10 years. Never been banned. Not once. I probably should start. Blow up my stream. All right? But listen, I get a DMCA. You better be damn sure I ain't never watching any anime, TV shows, movies, nothing ever again. You know why? Because I ain't got fuck you money. I got like piss off money. If somebody in real life was like, hey, what's up, motherfucker? Like, hey, start some shit or what? I don't fucking know, right? If they're trying to buy me or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, I give you $200 if you do this. Piss off. That's what I say. But when Twitch comes in and they go, hey, DMCA strike, you get 2 more, it's done. I'm going, oh, shit. So much so that when the DMCA shit happened, I deleted 10 years of content because I was scared. There's fear, man. If I lose my job, I got to figure life out. These motherfuckers, this is just another gateway for them to make more money. It's two totally different things, man.
You know what
That's
I got,
why they
Jeff?
do it.
You know what I got, Jeff? I've got I'll suck your dick money. Where you walk up to me and you say, suck my dick, and I say, okay.
How much you gonna pay me?
How much you gonna pay me? $5? I'm in. I ain't gay, but $5 is $5. So
Yeah, so I mean, there it is, man. This. I'm telling you right now, bro. If DisguisedToast didn't have as much fuck you money and as much confidence in his brand and his following as he does, that motherfucker would have booted back on his stream and apologized publicly. But he's got that money, man. He's got that money. And if he was put in this position 4 or 5 years ago or wherever when he wasn't as successful, it would have been a different story. But now he's got all the leverage in the world. He's the only dude left on the planet. He can do this. And Twitch ain't doing shit, man. When you got the staff watching with you, you feel invincible. Rightfully so. I would too, man. Listen, bro, if I had 20, 30, 40, $50 million in the bank account, I'd say fuck you too. I'd say fuck you a whole lot more than I say fuck you now. I'd be saying everything that pisses me off about Twitch and the industry and the fuck boys and fuck girls in it. I'd be saying whatever the fuck, man. But I can't. I gotta keep my mouth shut. I gotta zip it, man. I gotta know my place. He knows his.
I'm at that suck your dick money so bad, I didn't even take our previous sponsor, Elgato, off of this overlay this week, so they're getting freebies on my back. And that's a great segue into the one and only sponsor, actually, on this stream, Mr. Black.
It's NordVPN, guys. It's NordVPN. If you want to watch different anime from different regions, get yourself NordVPN. Use the promo code OTT. And get a massive discount and a bonus month for free when you get that 2-year subscription. Guys, we need your help. You got to go out there and get these damn subscriptions when you're in the market for a VPN. So when your other shitty VPN providers are all up and done, it's time to drop them like a bad habit and get on NordVPN because they're better. Their servers are the best. All right? You can use it in China. You can watch different regions of Netflix, 6 simultaneous devices at the same time. You stay safe. You stay anonymous when you're on the internet. You can use it on your phone, your laptop, your PC, your Mac. Hook it up to your router. Put it on basically anything.
Can I illegally watch Death Note on Twitch.tv while using it?
Absolutely you can.
We don't suggest you do it, but you could. Theoretically. Hypothetically.
Yes.
Hypothetically, you could.
You could, but don't do that. Don't do illegal things with your VPN.
Definitely do not.
But if you do, mask your IP so they don't know where you're doing it from with your VPN. That's it. Patreon.com/LegTV.
It's now time for
movies and TV.
Funny enough, everything's getting an anime, Mr. Black. Scott Pilgrim is the latest to be getting an anime. This time, it's that in the works. With the creator/artist of Scott Pilgrim leading this up, alongside of the director that recently did the Are You Afraid of the Dark reboot. Can't remember the guy's name, but they are working together to make Scott Pilgrim the Animu. I don't know if they have a studio that they've selected to do this with, or what in terms of like actual animation and whatnot. But all the same, they're turning it into some sort of anime, and so great news for DisguisedToast. He's gonna have new stuff to watch on Twitch.tv/DisgustedToast. Coming in hot. It's his alt account now. He's gonna have an alt account specifically for streaming anime. Coming at you hot and fresh in the near future. Unfortunately, Bob Saget passed away suddenly this week.
They did.
At an all too early age of 65, he had just finished doing a comedy set and was had a relatively full schedule for 2022. By all accounts, from those who had spoken with him just not long before, he seemed to be in relatively good spirits, especially since he had a relatively full schedule coming up for the year and had just rediscovered stand-up comedy. He was feeling good about it. So I don't know if we've had more info come out. I didn't look into it. If more info has come out about it, all I know is that the stuff that was on the day that they posted about it, which was that they found him in the hotel room, and that the police had preliminarily at least said that there was didn't seem to be foul play or drugs involved in that preliminary bit, but I don't know any more than that, like if it's changed or whatnot since then. But if we find out, we got a chance to talk about it, we'll talk about it more later on. But it was sad, man, that you know, he was at least in a white household, he was a popular guy on the television. You know,
I watched Full House, man. I think Full House was like a universal thing, and then they got Family Matters, which was more black, of course. But you know, I watched a lot of
Full House.
Full House when I was younger. I watched
that intro music, like instant nostalgia.
Yeah.
Also, John Stamos hasn't aged more than 3 days.
Dude, listen, man. If he was the last dude on the planet,
he's in great shape.
That'd be a bad time for him.
Yeah.
That would be a bad time for Mr. Stamos.
He's getting torn apart. Mr. Stamos.
Man, Mr. Stamos.
Yeah, he's aging like a god. But yeah, in general, great show, amazing show. And then, of course, America's Funniest Home Videos, the original host. Forget friggin' what's-his-face that took over, and they kept trying to keep that thing alive. That should have ended when Bob left. But yeah, very sad at 65. That's way too young for anyone to be going. Very funny guy. One of those guys where it's like similar to Robin Williams, where you associate him so much with like family movies and shows and whatnot that when you see their stand-up, you're kind of you might be shocked when you find out how raunchy they were. And Bob Saget was one of those guys, super raunchy stand-up comedy.
I saw him live.
Oh, you did? Where did you see him?
Here. He was at the casino.
Here. Oh, yeah. Okay.
How was like, it? It was okay. I mean, you
have to be into raunchy comedy.
Yeah, like he was. Okay, so I don't remember. It was a long time ago. So I was like maybe 17 or 18. It might have been 18, maybe 19.
I was young.
I was
Hot
young.
minute.
I was definitely in my teens. Saw him, and the thing I can say about him was, I didn't know he was raunchy. I thought he was, and that was part of his shtick. Like,
oh yeah, he's super raunchy.
He was like, hey, you know, you guys know me as Full House from the father from Full House, but this is going to be completely different. And
have you heard about pussy before, guys?
Pretty much, yeah. So I will say that it was funny, because it was almost shock humor because I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I mean, I'm not gonna, you know, the guy is gone now, and I'm not gonna like shit on his work. It's not my like.
You have to like raunchy
stuff.
humor, yeah.
And so he had like a musical element to it as well. Like he played songs and stuff. Good entertainment stuff. Don't regret seeing him live, but it's not like one of those things where if he came out with like a comedy special that I'd be like lining up on Netflix to watch. He was. He put on a great show, and he was fun to watch, and he seemed like a really down to earth guy. Like I remember after the show, he came back out and he took pictures with everybody, signed a bunch of shit, and was there like for a long time. So, but this was a long time ago. I don't know what type of person he was.
Everyone, regardless of whether they worked directly with him or otherwise, all said, like, everyone tends to say nice things, but you'll see like repeated shit. And that's what you know where like the truth lies is when you start to see and the going rate was he was a down to earth, really nice, do anything for you. What like raunchy humor, but was everyone's dad kind of a person. Between him and Norm Macdonald, they were like a pair. Those two, Gilbert Gottfried was they those three were really close friends. Gilbert's now, I guess, the last of the trio, and then Jim Carrey had a really nice post about him as well.
Yep.
And so sad to see. I say, man, fucking 65. I'm very interested to see what took him out the game. For sure, it could have been anything. It could have been an aneurysm. Fuck, you never know. But either way, all the best to his family. Absolute fucking legend. It made me want to go back. It's one of those things that made me want to go back and watch Full House.
Yep. I'm sure it's got a massive spike since his passing, and probably will continue to do so for a while.
No question. So yeah, unfortunate passing for him. Another 90s show, or at least a reboot of it. Or redo. Bel Air got its latest trailer. Mr. Black, did you catch the latest trailer?
I did.
What were your thoughts?
Well, it pretty much looked like the fan-made trailer that got them the gig in the first place.
Yep.
Which I think looks great. I know that there are some people that aren't a fan of it. And that's to be expected. I mean, Fresh Prince of Bel Air quite literally is one of the greatest daytime shows ever, like a sitcom or whatever you want to call it, right?
Easily one of the best ever.
It's top 3 easily, especially for someone like me. I know a lot of people like Seinfeld and shit. I never got into Seinfeld, but Fresh Prince of Bel Air is like top 3 for me, if not number 1. So I get it. I get the fandom. It's it's basically a dramatized version of Fresh Prince of Bel Air without the crazy amount of comedy. I'm sure that there's going to be comedy all through this, but it isn't going to be. You're not going to have a laugh track in the background. Instead
of like a 20-80 or maybe like a 60-40, it's going to be of where it's like 40% serious, 60% comedy. It's going to be the reverse. It seems like it's like reverse, or even like a 70-30 or something like that.
I think it's probably going to be a more modern, more realistic take on the story.
Well, the gang's after him, Mr. Black.
Yeah, I think the drama in Fresh Prince, the original, it felt there were definitely times where you could feel the weight of what's going on. But because it was a sitcom and you knew they were on a studio, that it almost felt like you're watching theater. And so, it held its weight, especially in very key scenes. But I think what this is going to do, it's going to make it feel more like a traditional show.
Yeah.
And so the drama is going to hold a lot more weight. But I also think because of that, the comedy isn't going to hit nearly as much as the original. So people got to go in there understanding that this is a reincarnation and a show of Bel Air. It's not even called Fresh Prince of Bel Air. It's Bel Air, right? So, I'm sure they'll change some things in the story and things like that. But we'll see. It looks good. I'm going to watch it. Why not? I'm going to give the first season a try. And if it's good,
what platform is it? What platform is it coming out for?
I want to say it's going to be on that Peacock platform because that's where Will Smith, got paid, I guess, bajillions of dollars.
Looks like I'm watching DisguisedToast.
It's like I'm getting my NordVPN ready.
But yeah, other than that, I don't think we didn't watch any movies.
One second.
Yeah.
You do your thing. Get us.
Yeah. We didn't watch any movies this week, love, did we? We just watched that crazy documentary. Yeah, no. What was it called again? Something. Abducted in Plain Sight, or was it abducted or kidnapped? I can't remember. Abducted in Plain Sight. If you guys want a fucking head trip and you want to see some people make some really terrible life choices, and I mean, oh my god. Well, one guy in particular made some very interesting life choices. Let's just say that me talking about having suck your dick money might be a little bit more literal for this guy. And not for reasons that he might want. There's no money involved for that one. But definitely a very wild true crime documentary.
All right,
No problem.
Or my
And
son
that
goes
was
fucking ballistic for a minute. I was like, "What the fuck is going on upstairs?"
what happened?
He fell down. He's fine.
Oh, okay.
But he was like, when you have a kid, I'm sure people that have kids know this. There's like a cry, and then there's like I got hurt cry. Like I got hurt cry. You know?
Yeah.
And
there's the I want attention that I just fell over versus I actually fucked my shit up.
I fucked some shit up, and that was like I fucked some shit up cry. So I went upstairs real quick, but he's fine.
Didn't watch any movies. I was just saying we watched this crazy true crime documentary called Abducted in Plain Sight. What did we watch? Oh, what was that called again? That was an older movie though, wasn't it?
No, it's a 2020 movie.
Oh, that's true. What was the name of that? I don't know. It was so forgettable. We watched some Vin Diesel movie the other day too.
Was it that blood thing? The fucking
Bloodshot or whatever.
Bloodshot. Yeah, I heard that movie sucked ass.
It was definitely not amazing.
Yeah.
What was the movie we watched before that though, babe? It was like an hour and 20 minutes long. That was an old movie. It had Betty White in it and shit. Something about a lake. It was like a giant alligator. I can't remember the name of the movie, but it was easily one of the worst written movies of all time.
Lake Placid or something?
Yes, Lake Placid.
Wow.
How do you know Lake Placid? What the fuck?
I'm a movie connoisseur.
Yes, but that would tell me that you would have avoided Lake Placid like the fucking plague, dude. That movie was terrible. The best part was Betty White telling people to suck the dick she doesn't have. That was the peak of the movie. That was it. It all downhill from there.
I've seen so many movies, dude.
Dude, the fucking guy that's like the croc hunter dude that's in that movie, whoever did the writing for that, oh my god. That movie hurt me to watch. It was brutal. But yeah, that was all we watched. Nothing exciting.
We're finishing up Cobra Kai season 4. I think we got 2 episodes left. So we'll probably finish that tonight.
So far, so good?
Yeah, it's fine. Once again, my thoughts are still the same. I think I explained it last week about Cobra Kai, where
the right amount of ham and cheese.
Yeah, it's good. It's Cobra Kai. They're definitely going to need to switch things up for season 5. But you know the show still does really well, so I'm sure they're going to keep pumping these things out.
Yeah.
What else did I watch? I did watch a movie, and I'm trying to remember which one it was.
Oh, we not that it's important, but we rewatched Terminator 2 as well the other night when we were playing Scrabble. That movie is so good.
It's so good, man.
How James Cameron is a god, bro.
Yeah.
It looks like it could have come. Like it doesn't look like it came out last week.
No, but it looks like it could have came out in like 2005.
Yeah, like that shit aged.
Like fine
wine. Super well, and it's from 92 or 91. It was before Em was alive. She was like, "When did this movie come out, dear?" And I was like, in my head
you weren't born.
I was like 1990. I don't know. I was like, 95 or something like that. And I looked it up. I was like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, this motherfucker came out barely out the 80s.
Cameron is. I'm just gonna go and say it. He's the greatest filmmaker I think ever. I'm not sure.
Shit.
I'm not sure. I mean, it's debatable. I mean, there are like 5. There's probably like 5 movie directors that are going to go down as like gods of movies.
It really should have stopped after 2, and they meant it to stop after 2. But you know, money.
But you know, James Cameron. You know, the ones that he's directed and the ones that he's helmed. They're all amazing. Pretty much every movie that guy makes. I mean, Avatar 2 is going to come out at the end of this year. And I'm sure that thing is going to be absolutely fucking mind-blowing.
What's the first weekend dollar amount, Mr. Black?
Oh, too much. all of it? Money.
All of it? Does anyone else even bother launching a movie within a 3-week gap to either side of that bitch?
I mean, they're probably going to have to just because of COVID. Like, everything's backed up. But, like, you know, I have a feeling that it's going to get delayed until next year. But if it doesn't and it actually comes out this year like it's supposed to, that shit is going to be like, you know, Spider-Man money opening. And then it's just going to have even longer legs. Like the shit is just going to go and go and go and go, especially if COVID is still, you know, a factor, which it will be. You know,
do they put Avatar back in theater for a brief run before 2?
Very possible. It's very possible. It's likely. It's very likely. And they'll make money.
Do you want to keep going? We went from it's possible to it's likely to it's very likely. Is it just going to happen?
It's going to happen.
Okay.
It's going to happen for a short period of time. And at the very least, they're going to probably have like, double viewings where you can watch the first Avatar and go right into the second one.
Oh my God, you better have an iron bladder for that shit.
And Avatar is so there's gonna be 5 Avatar movies. So like this is 2.
That's so many fucking
There's Avatar
movies.
2, 3, 4, and 5. They're coming out year after year after year. So
Bro.
we get 2 this year, then
Stop.
3, then 4, then 5.
Stop. I know we just said James Cameron one of the best to do it, but bro, 5 Avatar movies? Could we have just like maybe done 3 to start and then like seen if we need 5?
Yeah.
Like
I'm pretty
that's
sure
a lot of Avatar.
I'm pretty sure it's I think it goes up to 5. Avatar.
You know what an even scarier sentence is that like the time that we
Avatar
discovered
5.
the time that we discovered that what's his face had like 13 Transformers movies written.
Oh, Michael Bay. Yeah, but James Cameron is not Michael Bay.
No, I know he's not, but that like I'll never forget the day that I read the words that he had like 13 of those bitches lined up, and I was like, stop, no, don't let him do that, please.
Yeah,
All right, Mr.
listen.
Black.
I know there's people that don't like that don't really like Avatar. Think it's overrated.
It's
I've
a
seen it in the
spectacle
chat.
movie. You go to
Listen,
fucking IMAX and you get your shit blown off.
Listen, I'm just gonna say it, man. Dancing with Wolves, Pocahontas, these movies that obviously came before and are heavily influenced. Avatar's better than both those.
Oh, better than Pocahontas?
Way better. Infinitely so. I'm just gonna go out and say it. They're more entertaining.
Okay.
They're visual spectacles that will go down in the history of cinema. And I think Avatar 2, James Cameron's been working on this shit for over a decade. The amount of shit that's probably in this film, I wouldn't be surprised if we left the theater blue.
That's true.
Straight up.
You know what, dude? Mr. Miyagi's got it. I ended up watching Fern Gully. Em had it on the TV months and months and months and months ago. Dude, we mentioned everyone says Pocahontas and shit. I had forgotten about Fern Gully watching it as a kid. It is literally
Yep.
like you could almost just copy paste the fucking dialogue. That shit is identical to Fern Gully. The fucking corporation, the tree, the plowing it down, the becoming one of them. It's literally like beat for beat. The only thing it didn't have was an annoying army dude that didn't fucking die. That was literally like the only part that was different. Everything else is identical.
He better be back. He better be back for Avatar 2.
Dude, the symbology of that guy drove me fucking crazy. He was the stereotype, and then like when he was giving the briefing, and there's like the metal, like the window shutters that like close it up, and if you look at it, it's actually the fucking American flag.
Yeah.
I almost vomited just looking at that in the scene, and then like to see him just continue to live.
Dude, he's in the movie.
Oh my God,
He's
stop.
in Avatar 2.
It better be flashbacks.
It's the same. Yeah, it might be. You never know.
It
Maybe
better
he
be
survived.
flashbacks. That
Maybe
dude
he survived.
super dead, for God's sake. Oh my
Dude,
God.
and he's supposed to be in Avatar 3, 4, and 5.
Stop.
Avatar 2 and 3 are already done filming. They're currently filming 4 and 5 right now. So like Avatar 2 is this year, Avatar 3 is 2024, Avatar 4 is 2026, and Avatar 5 is 2028.
Holy fucking hell, dude.
So they're literally, that this studio is so confident in James Cameron, rightfully so.
4 movies
they
booked.
greenlit 4 Avatar movies. Do you know how much
That's
money
a lot
that
of
first
money.
Avatar cost to make? Imagine doing 4 or more of these in today's dollars. In today's technology.
It's so much money.
Bro, they're going to print billions and billions and billions of dollars off this franchise. They've already done billions. It's going to be like a lot of billions.
Mr. Black, it's time for
Tech support.
Patreon.com/LightTV if you want to help financially support this podcast to keep this train moving for $10 or more a month. You get a couple of perks, but pretty much right now, that one perk is ask us questions on a post that I put up for the podcast called Tech Support, and we answer as many of those questions in the time that we have, which today is less than usual, so if we don't get to some questions and you think you had a good one, post it next week. Dr. Samurai asks, will we ever hear about what happened to Dr. Disrespect? Probably not if we haven't already.
Nope.
That shit is locked up behind so many legal fucking doors and keys that at this point, if we haven't heard about it, probably not going to happen.
And I think ultimately something will get settled. Doc will get a bunch of money, and you will never hear about it ever publicly. And that'll be part of the settlement.
Yep.
And if he talks, he gets sued.
Henry Chesmore, what game would you still not play for a month even if you were guaranteed a large sum of money at the end of it?
What would I play for a month?
Yeah, even
like what I wouldn't play?
What you wouldn't play, even if you were guaranteed a large sum of money at the end of the month. Basically, what game is so bad that you wouldn't want to be able to survive a full month?
Damn.
I mean, it depends on how much money is at the end of it. I played some shitty video games.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, listen, man, if there's a whole bunch of money, I'll play any game for a month. I mean,
I played 3 months worth of Final Fantasy 13, 13-2, and 13-3. I mean, I put myself through the ringer.
Yeah. Now, if you said, like, to play for an entire year straight, like for a job.
Yeah, now we're dedicated.
Now we're talking. But 30 days? All right, so I'm gonna switch the question up for a year.
All right, full year.
All right.
Okay.
And a large amount of money at the end of it?
Yeah, we have no idea how much, but let's say it's $1 million end of the year.
League of Legends.
For a year? You couldn't do a year for a schmill?
For a mill?
For a schmill.
I gotta play League
all right,
we'll
back up, $100,000.
Oh, League of Legends.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no fucking way. No way. For a whole year.
For a whole year.
An entire year of streaming this game. It's like what you do for a living. For $100,000?
For $100,000.
Nah.
Oh. Man. I'm going to go with Warzone.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I couldn't do it either. I actually think I'd pick Warzone. I would play League before Warzone.
So would I.
Oh, for sure.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
At least with League, I'd get, like, some sort of competitive... Like, I'd get into the groove, and, like, I'd kind of get in, but I'd hate my life the whole time, you know?
I can play Warzone for these, like, bursts.
Yeah, for a month. You can do it for a month.
But you asked me to sit down and play a year worth, 8 hours a day?
No.
Hell no.
Nah. Now, for $250,000, I think I could probably play any game for a year.
$250,000? Oh, I will react to videos of myself sucking other people's penises for $250,000. I will do literally almost anything for $250,000.
Yeah,
especially after having just bought this house with them. We need all the money we can get. If I've got to get even like my teeth got to get even more crooked because I'm sucking too much, that's okay. We'll pay the dentist bill later. Worry about it later. Volka, since both of you are doing or have done home renovations, what's the biggest pain in the ass job in that area or as far as renovations are concerned?
Laying carpet. It is such a shitty fucking job. Now, the ones that do it professionally, they're gods. They come in there like...
They're done in like an hour. They get in, they're just like... Their knives are just like, oh, make the corner cut, fucking whatever, done.
Yeah, no, bro. Laying carpet, I had to do it at my first house. After some tenants fucked the shit up. Never again. Now it's just laminate. Now, every time, it's just laminate. And that shit is easy as fuck to do. I still don't do it. Pay somebody else to do it. I got like a really good floor guy that like does shit on the cheap. By the way, if you want somebody that can like lay all your shit down and get it done same day, I got a guy that like is super cheap and awesome. Does all my spots.
Does he do tile?
Yes, it lays anything. All floor. We'll even do like subfloor everything, like straight.
Has he ever done herringbone before?
What do you mean by that? Like
the style of tile laying, the herringbone pattern.
That I don't know.
Yeah.
That I'm not sure, but you can always shoot him a text, and I'm sure he'll tell you. But yeah, carpet. That is definitely the shittiest home repair I've ever had to do. Doing drywall's pretty easy. Taping's pretty easy. Fucking laying baseboards pretty easy. Doing laminate flooring is pretty easy. Time consuming. But carpet, and when you rip the shit up, they got these little tiny fucking spikes on these little wood strips.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They'll fuck you up.
Bruh. And they're all like old and rusted and fucked and like, and if the carpet had ever gotten wet, like you're getting AIDS every time you touch it. And it's not good. You know, it's not good. Not good.
I'm gonna say the two jobs that I've hated to do the most over time with Dad, popcorn ceiling removal.
Oof. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. My dad fucking hates that shit.
Dude, that shit was terrible.
So the triplex that we got, the top floor had popcorn ceiling. Dad said, fuck all that shit. We just threw another piece of drywall on top of all of it. Seriously. It was like 1,000 square feet of fucking popcorn ceiling. Dad said, another fucking gyprock. Gonna add a little bit more insulation, a little bit more sound dampening.
Yeah,
and
sure.
we don't have to fucking touch any of that shit. And we just got thin drywall. Wasn't like fucking, 5/8 or whatever, just super thin. Put it up there. Bing, bing, bing. Done. Done.
I spent an inordinate amount of time doing popcorn ceiling removal one summer, and I never want to do it again.
No,
ever.
It's awful. It's awful.
It's fucking awful. So probably that, and then the thing other than that I can't really fucking stand is anything to do with plumbing. I fucking I hate plumbing
every time.
I hate
it too because it's always expensive, man. Plumbing is just that one thing. Plumbing and electrical.
Yeah.
It's just, especially plumbing.
It'll fuck you.
It'll fuck you raw. It'll fuck you so raw.
We got time for one more here, and then we'll call it. What the fuck? Luke, we say some crazy shit on this show. But when our audience starts asking that kind of question, I gotta pass, bro. What the fuck? We'll end on this one. Super Kami Guru, what's the one thing from the 90s you'd like to see make a comeback? The 90s itself. The entire decade. Just bring that whole thing forward.
Dude,
please.
I'm going with windbreakers.
But okay, now when we say windbreaker, are we talking about the neon green and pink windbreaker?
Bro, I'm talking about the ones where you got your favorite sports teams and they like got that neon shit. You're representing. Now, it might not have to be sports teams. It could be like anything. It could be like Under Armour fucking, whatever, right? Just bring the 90s into now. I miss the old days where when I'm walking down the hall, all you can hear shh, shh, shh. You know what I'm saying? Like those old school fucking tracksuits and like, windbreaker suits and shit, man.
You tear that shit on literally anything.
Yeah. I'd fucks with that.
Yeah, for sure. Man. I want 90s cartoons to make a comeback. The cartoons that we had in the 90s, so much fucking better than the cartoons we've got now. And in fact, they're bringing some of them back, or trying to.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the litany of fucking incredible cartoons that we had in the 90s, it just makes today's cartoons look like such ass.
Yeah.
That, and I'll also say this, kids programming in general. Give me 90s kids programming versus whatever fresh hell we've got today.
We still do have Sesame Street. Kai watches that. So
thankfully,
he still fucks with that.
Elmo fucks in with Rocco.
And the good news is we live in a day and age where we can watch anything pretty much anywhere. So, we can show old TV shows and cartoons on YouTube or streaming services. So, like, we still have that.
You just gotta go find it.
You just gotta go find it. And a lot of that, honestly, is on things like Netflix, Disney Plus.
Disney Plus brought back a ton because they bought fucking everyone.
There's so many good old school shows on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So, it's there, but I agree. like the cartoons and shit that are out for kids these days ain't it.
Bro, just give me Fred Penner, Mr. Rogers,
Give me
fucking
Rugrats, man.
Mr. Dress Up. Give me that, and then give me the '90s cartoons for kids.
Yep. I'm with
Give
you.
me that, because whatever this Cocoa Melon shit and all this other Fruit
That's all
Loop
I hear
ass
all
kid
day.
programming.
Fuck. I'm like, Kai, what are you watching, Kai?
I'm watching Coco Melon.
Okay. Fuck's sakes.
Fuck.
He's playing games now. He's got his little iPad. It's my old iPad. So the kid, like, dude, you teach him young, man. He opens that shit up. He opens up the app. Then we're too cheap to buy the actual app. So there's those little tiny X's in the ads. He'll navigate through and click the little tiny X's.
Wow.
And so that he can play the game. And then when the ads pop up, he's like, and it's not even an easy one. Like, they know kids are playing this shit and they're just going to smack the ads so they get paid.
Oh, yeah.
He goes through and he clicks the X, and then the X moves over down a little bit, and he clicks the other X, and he moves over there. Click that X, and it's gone. I'm like, bro, check you out, man.
He knows how to avoid viruses in the year 2022.
Just playing the game.
Legendary. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for this one. Mr. Black's got to head out. I've got to take M to work, so we're going to stop it there for now. Hopefully you had a good time. We'll be back next week with more Technical Alpha, and until then, do us a favor and stay safe out there. And we'll see you then. And until then, peace.
Peace.